And I'm Danielle
and we are in a very noisy ice skating rink.
We sure are, Paul.
It is excellent exercise. It's good cardio. It's good for your core. What do you think?
I think so. My legs are starting to hurt.
That's a good sign. This past Saturday night at 11:30 at night, the House voted to pass the healthcare reform legislation. Came out 220 to 215. 218 was the magic number the Democrats had to reach, and they did. They reached it.
Dennis Kucinich voted against this bill, which I was very surprised about.
Dennis Kucinich is a liberal Democrat from
Ohio.
He joined an interesting coalition of Democrats who voted against it. A number of conservative Democrats. What was the total number who voted against it? Like
30-something, 36?
Yeah, about 36 or 39.
Yeah.
And most of them were what they so-called moderates, but they were actually conservative corporate Democrats. But Dennis was sort of the odd liberal who joined in the group who voted no on this. Now, Dennis says that his vote was based on principle, and I think it was.
I think so too.
If a couple of more people had had the same principles he did, it wouldn't have passed.
See, I don't feel that it was a good decision because we really do need health care in the United States. And right now we basically need anything that we can get because nobody's voting for anything. They're turning everything down, so this is a step in the right direction. We can only move forward from here.
Now, it's interesting that you make that argument. I gotta say, I'm on Dennis's side. I think he was right. I understand your sense that we gotta take what we can get, but at times it seems perhaps that the American people are being abused by the health insurance companies, by the pharmaceutical companies, and we're at the point where just the fact that they're not gonna hit us as hard is somehow comforting. I'm not sure that's enough.
Well, I do agree with you in that perspective. But the problem is that they're just not voting on anything. Everything that we put in there, they turn down.
Well, in this case, Kucinich had introduced an amendment in the Education and Labor Committee, which was to allow states, individual states, to pursue single payer on their own terms. And there are currently 10 states that are doing so. A single payer is a universal health care system, sort of Medicare for all. And California has actually passed it through their legislature twice, both times vetoed by the governor.
Interesting.
So Dennis had an amendment that got through the committee, but when it got to it didn't even get to the floor. The Obama administration pulled that out of the legislation. I thought they were on our side. Who are they fighting for?
That's the problem. We don't know who they're fighting for. As much as I love Obama, that is a problem.
There was another amendment passed on this, which was called the Stupak-Pitts Amendment, which was inserted at the last minute by Bart Stupak, a conservative Democrat from Michigan. The Stupak Amendment was all about restricting abortion rights. The public option, you might buy into it, but you're paying for those premium dollars out of your own pocket.
Right.
So you can't use your own money to get an abortion if you need one.
It's just ridiculous, I'm sorry.
It is the biggest rollback of abortion rights in a generation.
I know.
And how did that get attached to this landmark health bill?
But the problem was it wasn't going to pass unless they put something in there for the people who didn't want abortion.
And Stupak said, I can give you 40 conservative votes if you'll put in this amendment. And then did they go for it? No, of course they didn't go for it.
Nobody voted for it.
So why do we do this? Why do we roll over and make concessions and concessions? Obama has done this since the beginning. When are we going to learn?
We are going to learn.
We won the election. Let's act like we won. Kucinich argues that one reason he voted against this legislation, what was called the Affordable Health Care for America Act or something like that, was because what it does is it delivers tens of millions of more Americans into the arms of private insurance. Turns out this public option thing, which there's been all this talk about, initially as many as 129 million Americans were going to get access to the public option. It's been watered down little by little by little to the point where maybe only 6 million people are going to get access to the public option. If you already have employer-based health insurance, you cannot enroll. What's the public option for? It was there to introduce competition for private insurance, and what they say is to keep insurance honest. I think they mean to make them honest for the first time and help control cost.
Right.
When the pool shrinks down to only 6 million people, how does that control cost?
It doesn't.
Even though it's passed in the House, it's going to go to the Senate now. And there's already talk about senators demanding their own version of the Stupak Amendment.
Great.
Yeah, great. The Senate is notoriously more conservative than the House. So what's going to come out of the Senate side is anybody's guess. We know that whatever comes out of the process, no matter how watered down it is, he's going to sign it.
Absolutely.
So I think we should contact the White House at whitehouse.gov. We should call the Obama comment line and let him know that when conference committee time comes, to exert his maximum influence to get the most progressive possible, the best possible public option. It seems to be the best we can do, short of moving to Canada.
I don't know about you, Paul, but this whole healthcare reform is leaving me cold.
It has done the same. I think Obama and company are skating on thin ice.
I agree with you.
With that said, I'm Paul Maverick.
And I'm Danielle Paul.
We're going to skate on and leave this debacle behind. You get out there and get active, lace up your skates tight, and flex your political muscle. Cameraman Dan. Hi, welcome to Political Muscle. I'm Paul Maverick.
I'm Danielle Paul.
What the hell? The administration, which means Obama,